Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Last time we explored a small portion of the Shadow Quarters, or I guess most of the main quarter. We got the Quarantine District, a bar, and the Amber Gang hideout to look into. But we killed the cultists there, and we also met up with Heinrich again. Where is he? There he is. Heinrich's again, and he's now in our party. And we left Argenta back on the ship, and we're actually going to go back on the ship to talk to her and Heinrich's before we enter football again and finish up the things we have to do there. And hopefully nothing like drastic happens while we're, on the void ship that stops us from going back. But I suspect that won't happen unless I leave football, like go to the galaxy map or system map, whatever you want to call it. All right, what do we got going on? Hello, sir. Wait, no, that's me. That walked down from the stairs, yeah. Lord Captain, the inspection of the ship's systems is complete. The tech priests are reporting the machine spirits are calm and satisfied. Everything is ready for onward travel, except there is an issue you must be made aware of. Cassia makes a quick nervous gesture, adjusting the adornment over her third eye. I have been studying the records left by the vessel's previous navigator. I wanted to double-check the route to Darginus, and discovered that it does not match the one recorded in the atlas. It is more than a minor warp fluctuation. The route has been wiped out. It can no longer be used for travel. To make matters worse, I started checking the paths from the atlas, one after the other, and saw the same thing everywhere. The warp is roiling with an ominous storm, bursting with vivid and screaming colors. It will not hinder our movement, but all previous knowledge is now utterly useless. That's not good. Argenta angrily chops the air with a side of her palm. Warp storms are our enemies, just like the heretics and demons. It is a shame they can't be dispersed with a flamer or a bolter. Now we can be certain that problems with the astropathic communication in the Karanis Expanse are no coincidence. There is a warp disturbance in your way, Lord Captain. It is swallowing messages and disrupting familiar routes. This means you need to locate the key worlds of the Von Valancius Protectorate as soon as possible. I'm talking about Janus, Darganus, and Kiavagama. Charting new routes so they can be reached and restoring control will be necessary next steps. What would be the consequences of losing contact with these worlds? Tell me about Janus, Kiavagama, Darganus. Okay, what would be the consequences? A world deprived of connection to its neighboring systems in the Karanis Expanse's infrastructure can only rely on itself, and the capabilities are often limited. For example, Janus does not have a fleet of its own. Pirates, cultists, heretics, Xenos, anyone could prey on the helpless planet. The loss of communication is a threat to your position. Rogue Trader with no protectorate to back them is one that grows weaker by the day. The Vox Master is entirely correct. You are a Rogue Trader, Imogen von Valancius. You are Rogue Trader, Imogen von Valancius, the successor to Theodora von Valancius, one of the most influential women this side of the Mall, but you are also new to the business of governing. Many will doubt your competence and try to carve up your protectorate so they can snatch a piece for themselves. It is important to show your potential allies and foes that you are in control of the situation, which is why the sooner we reclaim these lost worlds, the better. Alright, tell me about Janus. The surface of Janus was altered extensively so the planet could be designated an agri-world. It is a powerful food base, capable of supplying the burgeoning protectorate and exporting provisions to other worlds at the same time. Janus owes much of its prosperity to the governor house of Bayat. Under its leadership, the world has grown ever more prosperous year after year, securing shipments and taxes, while keeping the workforce tightly controlled. What is Kiavagama? Industrial world Kiavagama is being managed by the governor house of Gaprak, and supplies your protectorate with rare mineral resources. Additionally, The planet features an Adeptus Mechanicus manufactorum that processes materials and prepares them for shipment. A large factory or manufacturing complex. Yeah, I figured. I testify that Kiavagama is a world marked by the Omnisci's patronage. By his grace, the manufactorums of the colony are inhabited by committed and industrious machine spirits. Heinrich coughs quietly. Mistress Tulliman neglected to mention that the Kiavagama manufactorum also supplies heavy machinery, from forge harvesters to vessel systems and components. Abelard turns his hard eyes on Heinrichs. You display commendable knowledge of our world's manufacturing capabilities, von Calyx. Pleased to be of service. I like it. What do I need? He's so edgy. What do I need to know about Darganas? Darganas is the heart and soul of your protectorate. It is where the main administrative resources and storage facilities are, and so is the Von Valancius Palace. If you would like to know, this is where you will publicly accept the title of Rogue Trader. Darganas is a major administrative hub that runs the cargo fleet and keeps track of finances. Abelard, what is your opinion? Which world should we deal with first? Yeah, let's get his opinion. Oh, very well. Of course, it's clear to my officers of any other issues that require immediate attention. Okay, Abelard, what's your opinion? Abelard strokes his beard for a few seconds before giving a hesitant reply. Rediscovering the agri-world will supply your protectorate with something none of your servants can do without. Sustenance. The importance of basic supplies should not be underestimated. Just look at Footfall in its current pitiful state. On the other hand, I'm concerned by the rumors concerning Kiavagama. There have been no problems on Janus for many years, but something is very wrong with the industrial world right now. Delay may cost us the entire planet. I trust I do not have to explain the capital world. Losing it would make us the laughingstock of the other dynasties. Besides, the loss of chronicles and ledgers would spell a bureaucratic catastrophe. So all three systems are equally vital to the Protectorate. It falls to you to decide which should be brought into the fold before the rest, Lord Captain. Okay. Thanks, buddy. That was not helpful at all. Very well, our course is clear. That is all, Lord Captain. The vessel and the crew await your instructions and are ready to depart Footfall immediately, should you so desire. Alright, I wonder if is there like a time mechanic I need to be aware of? Like there was in Kingmaker. I'm always going to be mindful of that ever since Kingmaker. There wasn't really anything like that in Wrath of the Righteous. It's not too bad. That I can remember anyway. Alright, I guess we'll talk to everybody again, see if anybody... I know Argenta and Heinrichs have things to say. But does anybody else?
Words cannot describe how boring the bridge is without our stimulating conversation.
Alright, so I could just end our relationship. Argenta.
Greetings.
I'm waiting for you to tell me about your past and to explain the strange words of that cultist on Footfall.
Yes, I'm ready. I would ask only one thing of you, Rogue Trader. If I may, I would like to see the chamber of the sacred warrant and kneel before the relic touched by the Emperor himself. A difficult conversation lies ahead of us, and I wish to pray by the relic before I lay my soul bare.
Alright. Of course. Let's go there right away. Argenta nods gratefully. I have no problem with that. As long as she doesn't try to, like, you know, destroy it or something. That would suck. Argenta drops to her knees, her hands making the sign of the Aquila. Her eyes are locked on the sweeping signature of the warrant, a seemingly mundane thing, merely a flourish on a piece of paper. Unless one knows whose hand left that mark and whose blood is on that paper. Is it the Emperor? If thou seest a flaw in me, smite me. If thou knowest a fall of mine, burn me with flames of fury and righteousness. But if thou seest a light in me, grace me. If thou hearest this plea of mine, bless me with wrath of fury and of righteousness. Argenta's voice is sonorous, as if made for singing hymns and prayers, but right now she cannot seem to catch her breath, so overwhelmed with emotion is she. For I breathe by the will of thine, for I live by the law of thine. I carry thy word, O Emperor. I bring solace to servants of thine, and ruin to foes of thine, a fate of terror and righteousness. Upon finishing, she closes her eyes and remains silent for a long time, with her head raised high. Slowly, like the first licks of flame in a campfire, a smile blossoms on her lips. When Argenta finally opens her eyes, they are alight with uncanny resolution. Rogue Trader, we need to talk. Or rather, I need to tell you something. The truth. The truth about how I ended up on Theodora von Valancius' ship, and about the cultists we encountered on Footfall. I'm listening. Am I to understand that you lied to me? I'm listening. Please understand. I couldn't trust you before. I'll tell you my story, and you'll see why. Argenta pauses. I'll start at the beginning. It's easier to piece everything together that way. Upon arriving in the Expanse and on Footfall, I found no purpose here, only torment. I wasn't needed. The reliquary I had been assigned to safeguard was already well protected by Reverend Hieronymus' mission, and no one was ever even trying to defile it. For all its lawlessness, Footfall respects the worship of the Emperor. That was when Lady Theodora, head of your dynasty, appeared. She became an agent of divine will, in a way. Argenta falters, searching for the words. It was from her that I learned about a planet, recently discovered by her scouts, Salus Prime. For a rogue trader, the planet was of little interest, a fairer world away from convenient warp routes. But for me, learning about its existence was a revelation. I've never even heard of such a planet. Does it belong to the Von Valancius dynasty? Please continue. I've never heard of it. Yes. Now the planet is yours by right, but it's not as simple as that. The warp route leading to it was lost. I will explain in due time. May I continue? Please. The description of Salus Prime was familiar to me. It seemed very similar to a world from an ancient legend, the legend of Saint Argenta and her ship. Her voice grows reverent. Argenta, the living saint. She is my patroness. The Order named me after her. She died a millennia ago, when heretics caused her ship to fall from the skies. But even those blasphemers could not touch Argenta's ashes, or her holy relic, the One Star. For the fallen ship, which now served as the resting place for the saint's remains, would only allow the truly righteous to enter. All others would meet their death. Imagine what I felt when this flash of insight came upon me. The world where Saint Argenta's ship fell was merely a vague legend. No one knew its actual whereabouts. And suddenly I, myself named after the saint, come across this information. I realized at that moment that it was important, that I must journey to the planet and find the ship. And so I asked Reverend Hieronymus to let me go for a time on a personal pilgrimage. I boarded Theodora's ship and demanded passage to the newly discovered planet, Salus Prime. Why did you keep your suspicion from Reverend Hieronymus? Surely he could have helped you with the search for the ship and the saint's remains. I imagine Theodora wasn't thrilled with the prospect. You mentioned something called the One Star. What is it? What happened next? And why didn't you tell Reverend Hieronymus? I couldn't just come out and tell him. It was important revealed to me personally. Can't you see? I told Reverend Hieronymus the honest truth, that I was going on a personal pilgrimage to embolden my spirit. It really was a pilgrimage. It was as if Saint Argenta herself had shown me the way, commanding me to undertake this trial. If I had found the ship and set foot on the deck, if I had laid my hand on her remains and the relic, It would have been a sign that I truly had been blessed with the saint's favor. Your actions were driven by hubris, Argenta. It's as if you wanted to keep your discovery all to yourself. That's understandable. Searching for your destiny, for your place in the world, is a special matter, a personal one. You either succeed at it or you do not. That was irresponsible of you. If you had gotten yourself killed on the planet, no one would have learned about its existence. The holy relic would have been lost. If you were the only one who realized what you were dealing with once the planet had been described to you, then the secret was yours and no one else's, as is the decision of what to do about it. Yeah, I'm leaning towards number 2, but I like number 3 as well. They're obviously, you know, different directions, but I don't know. Could it fall into like my code of honor kind of thing, right? Like she was honor bound to do this on her own, but like not really. I guess it really depends on how much Imogene's honor is derived from her faith, or her faith is derived from her honor, or whatever connection there might be between that. You know, I don't want to be too harsh on her, so I'm going to say that's understandable. Although this is really practical. Oh man. Let's go with this one, number 2. Argenta looks at you, somewhat surprised. I thought that I had been called, that finding the ship was my destiny, my place in the world? Perhaps there's something to do to that. I imagine Theodora was thrilled with the prospect. Lady Theodora lent her assistance. It was her intention to visit the newly discovered world, and she took me with her. You mentioned something called the One Star. What is that? Apologies, I got so carried away I forgot to explain. The One Star is the relic kept by Saint Argenta. I belong to the Order Pronatus, and we attach particular significance to holy relics. The One Star is one of the lost relics of the past, so mysterious that no one even knows what it is exactly. Argenta's hagiography at times calls it a banner, or a set of armor, or a blessed chainsword. One thing is certain. It was a beacon of righteousness, and it was lost with Argenta's death. Alright, what happened next? Defeat, Argenta says bitterly. The ship's augurs failed to detect anything of note during orbital scanning. I was expecting this, though. According to the legend, the ship can conceal itself from the naked eye, and only a pilgrim guided by a pure heart can find it. What I didn't expect was an ambush, waiting for us on the planet. I landed there with a small unit provided by Theodora. I know Saint Argenta's hagiography by heart. I know all the legends about her. I have followed their obscure clues, the descriptions of mountains and rivers from millennia-old tales, and I was certain that I had found the way to the ship. And that's when we were attacked. The words we heard in the heretic shrine on footfall, something about ways, doors, please, addressed to some lord, the edge of daybreak. Argenta is shaking with disgust. They were the same words as those spoken by the cultists who attacked us on Salus Prime. My whole unit perished. All those honest, brave people I had led to search for the relic. It was only by a miracle that I didn't perish along with them. I didn't connect these events at first. The cultists on Footfall, the cultists on Salus Prime, the cultists attacking the ship, and Conrad's betrayal. What if these are all linked in the same chain? What if they've long since infiltrated the ranks of the Von Valancia's servants? What if I led those heretics to the sacred planet with my search? Sadly, the only one who might have all the answers, Conrad, escaped. No need to blame yourself. If the heretics really had wormed their way into the Von Valancia's ranks by then, they would have found the planet even without you going there. So how did you manage to escape the cultists? And that's why you didn't trust me before, correct? No need to blame yourself. I doubt it. No one except me was particularly interested in the planet. Conrad, on the other hand, he sympathized with me. When I first came aboard, he helped arrange an audience with Theodora. and supported me in my efforts to visit the planet. I never told him plainly why I wanted to go there, but I imagine the vulture must have figured out that it was something important, something related to the holy faith of the Imperium. And what could delight a heretic more than defiling a relic? Sadly, he escaped. Oh yes, and I sincerely hope that we will meet him again. That serpent needs to answer a few questions before he is plunged into cleansing flame. So how'd you manage to escape? Argenta hangs her head. Theodore's people received the distress call, came to my rescue, and brought me aboard the ship. I barely remember what happened. When they arrived, I was already severely wounded, fighting back with whatever remained of my strength. I think I shouted that we had to go after them, but they didn't listen. They took me to the shuttle and pulled out. After that, it's all blackness. When I came to, we were already in the middle of a warp jump. Theodora had urgent matters to take care of, and she decided that she could clear out the planet at a later date. And that's why you didn't trust me before, right? Yes, Rogue Trader. Argenta looks at you in the eye. I saw with my own eyes how a member of your family showed his true colors as a servant of the archenemy. I had already suffered a humiliating defeat at the hands of the cultists, and was afraid of another betrayal. I couldn't be forthright with you, and so I studied you, looking for seeds of corruption, or the light of righteousness. And what did you find? So just to clarify, you were wounded, so you never found St. Argenta's ship, is that right? And what did you find? A woman who stood shoulder to shoulder with me and helped eradicate the cultists on footfall. Argenta smiles as if reminiscing about a planet, or a pleasant evening spent in the company of friends rather than a bloody battle. Although my opinion of you started to change even before then, back when you agreed to talk to the orphans at my request. A leader who was willing to honor those who laid down their lives for them and take care of their children. As a leader who inspires trust, and the way you acted in that moment. Do you remember? There was a young man whose grief and confusion had driven him to insolence. You didn't turn a blind eye to his misdeed, but you chose the right words to show him the path to redemption. It was harsh, but necessary. Like the Emperor's truth, like bitter medicine that helps the sick. I learned much about you in that moment, Rogue Trader, and I want to believe that I wasn't mistaken in my judgment. So you didn't find the ship, right? Yes. I rushed to Theodora the moment I could walk again, and I insisted on going back to Salus Prime to defend the relic from the heretics, but I was told that the warp had destroyed the old route to the planet, and that plotting a new one would take a great deal of time and effort, as if there could be anything more important than protecting the faith and hunting down servants of the archenemy. In any event, the route was lost, and all knowledge of it died in the attack on the ship along with the old navigator. But now we have a new lead, the data that we collected in the cultist shrine on Footfall. I don't care what that reprobate we executed said, there must be a way to track them down. Tell me, Rogue Trader, will you help me in this undertaking? Will you help me find the great relic and return it to the people of the Imperium? There's nothing I wouldn't do to reclaim a sacred object for the people of the Imperium. If it's important to you, I will help. Searching for ancient ships and relics is an exciting prospect. Of course I'll help you. If the accursed Final Dawn is involved again, it is my duty to help you. That cult must be reduced to ashes throughout the entire Karanis expanse. I don't think I want to do that. I kind of like number 4 the most. All of these are actually pretty good. But I like the idea that we are going to bring this cult to its knees and then burn it in cleansing flame, as Argenta would say. I do think I would do it for this reason too, and this is also a really fun answer too. Like me personally, as like a player, this is like what's exciting about it to me. Going to an ancient ship and finding a relic? Oh yeah, that's fun. But we're gonna go number 4. Argenta walks up and places her hand on your shoulder. So be it, Rogue Trader. As I stand here before the warrant, the embodiment of the Emperor's will marked by his own hand, I vow that I will not relent until the holy relic has been returned and the heretics punished, and may the light be with us both on this path. That was really cool. I liked it. Really good talk. Now I really like her, and I want to bring her in the party, but we have no room. No room, never enough room. It's a shame. A real shame. I feel like that's gonna be a constant complaint no matter which RPG I play. Alright. Heinrichs, you wanted to talk to.
You have my complete attention.
You wanted to discuss the nature of your mission. We got a few things we can ask him. Rid me of her. Oh my god. Okay. You wanted to discuss the nature of your mission.
Yes, but not here. I wouldn't want our conversation to be gossip fodder on the bridge and in the officers' mess.
It's interesting that Argenta's lines on the bridge were voiced, but then when we got to that big old scene, they didn't voice it. I wonder if this is gonna be the same thing. Yes, come talk to me in my study. Alright, it is gonna be the same. More reading for Heliax, okay. Heinrichs nods slightly. Thank you for finding an opportunity to talk. I trust now would be a good time to explain the reason for my return aboard your ship. I welcome the chance to assist the Inquisition with its inquiries, Von Calix. I do not object to you personally, but I find the continuous presence of an Inquisition agent at my side slightly unnerving. You wouldn't be on my ship if I had any say in the matter. I welcome you. Lord Captain, your enthusiasm is commendable. The interrogator smiles, but his eyes remain cold. To business, then. The cult of the Final Dawn. The madmen preach their heretical doctrine among the denizens of the Karanis Expanse and instigate crimes against the throne of humanity. And humanity. One such crime took place in your protectorate. The Lord Inquisitor considered it necessary to have one of his acolytes accompany the rogue trader on the voyage into the corrupted region. I also need to meet with one of my observers on the capital world of your domain. Alright. A chaos cult in my protectorate, Heinrichs. Are you laying an accusation against my dynasty? I don't think he was, but maybe he is. The Lord Inquisitor mentioned in his letter that he is willing to show lenience towards my actions that would otherwise be interpreted as radical. You have spies on the Van Valancius worlds? Why would Ordo Xenos agents investigate a chaos cult? I want to know more about this cult of the Final Dawn. I've already agreed to give you a place aboard my ship. What else? Let's go with the lore one. Why would Ordo Xenos agents investigate a chaos cult? You were well versed in how the Inquisition is organized, Imogene. Yes. Initially, our arrival in the Karanis Expanse was dictated by the need to fight Xenos. But there is more. The cult is tangentially related to my main specialization. Perhaps I will be able to reveal the full truth someday, but right now I ask you to display humility and patience. Are you laying accusations against my dynasty? Chaos treads softly, Imogene. The main danger of secret cults and sects is that they are like seeds. They can remain in the ground for decades, safe from all scrutiny, until an opportunity to sprout, grow, and bear monstrous fruit presents itself. The emergence of a cult on one of the rogue trader's planets does not mean the dynasty head herself is a chaos worshipper. Having said that, it should be noted that Theodora von Valancius was famous for her loose interpretation of the freedoms granted by the warrant. Heinrichs regards you with a probing look. A bloodline can be stained by ancestral transgressions. If it is indeed so, it is in your best interest to do whatever necessary to redeem yourself, and then, perhaps, you will get a chance to salvage your dynasty's reputation. I will do that. The Lord Inquisitor mentioned in his letter that he's willing to show leniency towards my actions. Heinrichs nods. That is correct. I should show greater tolerance for the mistakes of a newly appointed rogue trader. To be frank, I am surprised. The Lord Inquisitor is not the type to indulge the weakness of the soul and mind, even in someone who only recently accepted the burden of a lofty title. You have spies on my worlds? The person I mention is not a spy, but a secretary in the administrative department on Dargonis. The planet's governor and Theodora were fully aware of his status. His duty is to fulfill the sacred oath to the Golden Throne and eliminate threats to the Imperium, which the Koranos Expanse has in abundance. His name is Achilles Scalander. I like the name, Achilles. Ooh, I like that name a lot. As soon as we contact Darganas, I will introduce you as the new head of the dynasty. I am sure you will appreciate the presence of such an advisor among your subjects, and I suggest you heed his words, at least occasionally. Tell me more about the Cult of the Final Dawn. Oh, wrong button. There we go. Chaos Worshippers. Most agents of the throne run into lone renegades stirring up the rabble. Insane prophets and hysteric visionaries preaching the end of days. A passing comet, a mutant rebellion, and an onslaught of monsters. Each time they come up with a new reason why people should prostrate themselves and quiver in fear. Much effort and the blood of those loyal to the Golden Throne were spent before we established a connection between those heretics. However, the Cult of the Final Dawn is something greater than a gaggle of misguided seers and fortune-tellers. They cleverly spread their agents all over the Koranos Expanse, disseminating heresy among honest people on the Imperial worlds. There's a certain strategy to their actions, and changes whenever we get too close. And finally, they have enough military power to have had the 2 ships that we had sent after them later discovered as wreckage. The growing difficulty in making warp jumps is detrimental to us, but is unlikely to inconvenience those who engage in vile sorcery day in and day out. Heinrich sighs. After the events of Rykad Minoris, I suspected the cult might have built its nest inside Winterscale's domain, but the latest reports indicate it is your protectorate that is harboring heretics. Being in your entourage improves my chances of getting closer to their secrets. I've already agreed to give you a place aboard my ship. What else? The rogue trader should deliver me to the system that contains the industrial world Kiavagama. I will then accompany you to the surface and determine what the cult is planning and how it intends to use the resources that have fallen into their clutches, which may very well include the blessed engines of the Adeptus Mechanicus and even the followers of the Omnissiah themselves. I will be frank. The answer to this question is unlikely to please either of us. The machinations of chaos usually go beyond solely inflicting countless deaths and destruction. Having their plans come to fruition would lead to far more terrible consequences. One of the systems in the Koranos Expanse is already lost. May the Emperor protect us from watching this tragedy play out again. Let us assume Kiavagama has fallen to heresy. What then? Will you again propose we destroy an entire planet? Why did your suspicion fall on Kiavagama? We met a Chaos Space Marine on Rykad Minoris. Do we risk running into his brother? I won't let anyone throw their weight around on my worlds, be they servants of chaos, Xenos, or heretics. That is enough discussion about the arch-enemy servants. Tell me more about the Drukhari who stole Rykad's son. Yeah, that's important. What will you do if Kiavagama has fallen to heresy? Heinrich stares you down. On Rykad Minoris, you made a decision that sent billions of souls into the grasp of the archenemy. An unreasonable and unforgettably high price for a small handful of people saved by your mercy. Do I consider it a worthy exchange? I most certainly do not. Will I make every effort to make sure such an exchange does not happen again? Of course I will. Sentimentality is a luxury I cannot afford. I do not believe you lack compassion. You did not stop me after all, though you certainly could have tried. I guess sometimes the good of the Imperium demands we turn a blind eye to the fate of its individual servants. I do not believe you lack compassion. The interrogator's eyes narrow. I haven't said I would not like to be able to afford such luxury. In fact, deep down I understand why you acted that way. I have yet to eliminate the understanding and acceptance within myself, but I will. Why did your suspicion fall on Kiavagama? Disjointed pieces of data that finally merged into a single picture. Additionally, not long ago a vessel from that world arrived in Footfall. The reports from the crew were confusing and alarming, making me fear a planet-wide rebellion. We met a Chaos Space Marine on Rykad Minoris. I have no doubt it will happen sooner or later, Imogene. Chaos Marines siding with the cult is very, very bad news. Most likely they kept away until recently, pulling their puppet strings from a respectable distance. These traitors seldom show up alone. The best we can count on is having to deal with just a squad of Chaos Space Marines in the Cronus Expanse and not an entire company. I won't let anyone throw their weight around on my worlds. A commendable aspiration for a person who holds the fates of billions of people and dozens of imperial worlds in their hands. Which is why you need to be ever more vigilant when looking for seeds of corruption on your planets, lest they sprout someday and spell doom for whatever it is tangled up in their roots. Yeah, tell me more about the Drukhari. Hemrix winces. The Drukhari. One of the branches of the Eldari. An ancient and vicious Xenos race. Those creatures are a living terror to ordinary people who fall prey to their raids, for the simple reason that the victims are not killed outright but instead become their playthings. Just as you and I need air to survive, the Drukhari require psychic energy born from torment and pain, which they extract from their captives with uncanny expertise. Their ships, which are difficult to mistake for any other, arrive suddenly and undetected. Their stealth technologies greatly surpass the capabilities of standard Imperium Augur arrays. The objective of their raids is never to capture a world or a ship. No. They are only interested in fresh victims. After filling their holds with living captives, they disappear into the Webway, a different dimension which conceals their greatest stronghold, Kemerag, the dark city of the Drukhari, from which none can hope to escape. Are we gonna go there? That sounds like a badass place. Heinrich studies your expression. I do not know why the Drukhari stole Rykad's son and brought about the fulfillment of the cult's prophecies. Perhaps the Xenos themselves have played into the arch enemy's designs. Or perhaps Aurora's divinations in fact describe the Drukhari's actions. There's only one thing I can say with absolute certainty. There is no alliance between the cult of the Final Dawn and the Xenos. It is simply impossible. Anything else I need to know? Let us depart from the business matters. Heinrich, you once promised to entertain me with a compelling conversation. Surely this is not what you had in mind. Let's depart from... I think these are both ending the dialogue, so we're going to go with the flirty one. I do remember our exchange. For the time being, however, I would prefer to focus on my direct responsibilities. You hear a note of regret in Heinrich's voice as he shakes his head. Perhaps later. After Kiavagama. Heinrich inclines his head. Thank you for sparing the time, Lord Captain. Alright. There's a lot of talking in this episode. Good conversations, though. I liked both of those conversations. Were very good, I thought. Alright, let's go ahead, head back to the bridge here. And we're going to go back to football. How do we get to football? Do I just go here and go back to football? Is that how this works? Lord Captain, we are once more within reach of the Von Valancia's protectorate. Of utmost urgency is restoring communication with your planets and bestowing the wisdom of your decrees upon their stewards, developing colonies, claiming new territories, and establishing trade links. All this is now your privilege and burden. Mobile extractium times 3. Neat. Alright, well, we're not going back yet. We want to go to the docks. Oh, we can go straight to the Liege's residence now. Back to the docks. Yeah, keeping this group here. We want to find out how to get through that, that thing with the code. I've got a few suggestions that we can work with. So apparently I picked up a note, and there might be a Roman numeral on the Emperor's statue outside. Was it the one outside, or is there another Emperor's statue somewhere? I'll have to look. We'll have to look. I think I remember the document that had numbers on it. But let's go over to this place real quick. Yeah, so it's got 1, 3, 4, and 5. The 2 is broken off. Okay. So where are our documents at? So looking for ones with numbers. Sector 2, watch your back. Make sure you're not being followed. Not that one. Is it this one? The Holy Book by the Altar. The Void Damn Custom Guys. He's always on duty. Does he get any time off? Does he ever leave for a piss? Is he a servitor or something? Guess what? Hangar by the window. Remember to bow to the Emperor through the window. Okay. So I think these are telling us how to find the numbers. So for number... damn it, where'd that go? Here it is. The Holy Book by the Altar. Is there an altar around? 1, 3, 4, 5. In the customs.
Let's seize the opportunity.
And then number 3 is to guess. So rank 5, is this it? Rank 5. Rank 5 functionary. Morbitio... whatever. Yeah, Morbitio Cavalia. Or Cavalli. Is that what this one says too? Okay, so that was the 4th one, right? So the 4th one is 5. I think the Emperor's statue is over here, right? Is that the 3 right there? So the Emperor one is 3. Hold on, let me make sure. So no, the 4th one is 3. The 2nd one is 5. The Holy Book by the Altar. Yeah, so there's 3 on there, and there's also the 111 here.
Powers unseen uncover
So
my path.
where's there an altar at? Is there an altar anywhere in here? Take a look around.
Embrace true power.
And the other one is guess what? I mean, what is 4 letters, so maybe that's it.
Intriguing.
An altar. Anybody got an altar? Anybody seen an altar? Here's an altar. Is that an altar? I don't know. I don't see anything obvious. I wonder if we only get one chance at that. Oh, here's an altar.
Trembles beneath my feet.
Is it the 5 there? Okay, so that's 5 as well. So it'd be 5, 5, 4, 3, maybe. That's my guess.
The opportunity.
5, 5, 4, 3. Can you do 5 again? You can't. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. 4, 3. That's not right. Okay, so you only get one. You don't get one try. Hang on. Maybe I'm missing something with this guy. Where is he? Oh, right here. 3. So it's not the number, it's the 3 there. Okay, so that's 3. Wait, no, we already have 3. Shit. So that can't be it. Unless it's... Maybe it's not these banner things, then. Can I see this book from here? I'm not seeing like any other thing. That is 5. Unless it's 2, but like we can't hit the 2, so. Wait, you turn. This guy is 4. I already tried 4. Besides, I thought 4 was this one. Okay. Does he get any time off? Does he ever leave or piss? Is he a servitor or something? I could be thinking of this wrong like the whole way. So the hangar's definitely 3. So it ends on a 3. So maybe it's 5413 or 5143. I don't know. Let's try it. I'm pretty sure the book is saying 5. So 5143. Nope. 5413. Huh. Well, those are the... I'm a little confused now. Was I wrong about the Emperor? It looks like 3. And that's not supposed to just be a 1. Let's go back over here, see if there's something else that I'm missing. That's definitely a 3.
I tread a path unexplored.
This is the right thing, isn't it? Okay, so the holy book by the altar. So it ends with 3. The holy book must not be 5.
True power.
Is the holy book just 1? Because there's one thing. Wait, is that a 1 on it? Like a Roman numeral 1 on it? It might be, you know.
Intriguing.
Okay, in which case, is there a Roman numeral on this one? Anywhere? Anything that could kind of be a Roman numeral? I don't see anything. But I guess it could be 4. Or 5. Okay. Well, in that case, it'd be 1... No.
Let's seize
Yeah, it'd
the
be 1,
opportunity.
4... Or no, 1, 5... 4, 3. 1, 5, 4, 3. No. 1... 4, 5, 3. I don't fucking know. This is kind of frustrating. I'm very confused. I'm wasting all my time. Oh no. This can be nothing other than 3, right? Am I like reading it wrong? Do I need to go backwards? So then it would be... I had to go backwards. Or I was reading it wrong. I don't know. We did it though.
Cover my path.
Okay, what do we got? These goggles grant the wearer a +5 bonus to lore, Xenos. They also grant a 10% hit chance against Xenos. Okay. Multi-key and some boots. These boots grant their wearer 3% dodge until the end of combat for each psi power they use. That stacks. Alright. So anybody who didn't catch what I did. So we did... It was 3, 4, 5, 1. Wait, no. It was 3, 5, 4, 1. I don't know how I got it. I don't know. I got it, though.
The world
No idea.
beneath my feet.
Alright, so we've got that. And somebody doesn't... Do you not have boots? You don't have boots. You're going to get these because they're side boots. These goggles actually probably aren't that bad for you either that we picked up. Yeah, because you don't like Xenos. But we're not fighting Xenos at the moment, so I'm going to hold on to them.
Embrace true power.
Alright, we need to go back to the shadow quarters. And we need to take care of Amber's gang.